Hi there, I am Professor Blackmore, and I want to welcome you to ProfessorBlackmore.com, enrolling now on Outschool.com and the ProfessorBlackmore.com platforms. And today, I want to talk to you about my ongoing 8-week virtual Civics class. Now, students may drop in during any week, and they're not required to take the entire 8-week ongoing course. In addition, students do not need to take any of the prior weeks to be able to just pop in to any one of the subsequent week's classes. Now, this is a perfect after-school enrichment or as a fill-in for any academic school, learning pod, or other homeschool activity to meet the civics, social studies, U.S. Constitution, and or government curriculum requirements. Now, during week 1, we cover 3 topics within the general topic of American U.S. government, including 1, the legislative branch or the Congress, and 2, the executive branch or the presidency, and 3, the judicial branch or the judiciary. Now, during week 2, we will learn how the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution work, and we'll gain an appreciation of the societal benefits and consequences of law enforcement and courts in learning the 3 components of the criminal justice system, which includes 1, the police, 2, the criminal court system, and 3, corrections, which includes community corrections and institutional corrections. Then in week 3, students learn aspects of how law enforcement professionals perform their lawful duties as set forth in the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution in their execution of criminal arrest, search, and fugitive warrants. We will examine the real-life apprehension of some of the most wanted fugitives by the United States Marshals Task Force, as well as the real-life execution of narcotics search warrants by the Dallas and Kansas SWAT teams. Now, during week 4, students learn about Amendments 1 through 10 of the U.S. Constitution, which make up the Bill of Rights. And then during week 5, we go back to the 4th Amendment and we revisit the U.S. Marshal Task Force as well as the Dallas and Kansas SWAT teams in their real-life execution of fugitive arrest warrants and narcotics search warrants. And then in week 6, we will again revisit our friends in the U.S. Marshals Task Force and the Dallas and Kansas SWAT teams as we advance our learning of the 4th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Then, during week 7, students learn all aspects of local and state elections. And in doing so, students will go through the process of campaigning and voting in a state general election. Then we'll go through a simulated mayoral and city council election with 2 propositions also on the ballot. And finally, during week 8, students engage in our final review of the 4th Amendment during our final visit to the U.S. Marshals Task Force and the Kansas City and Dallas SWAT teams in their real-life execution, again, of more fugitive arrest warrants and narcotics search warrants. And again, students may drop in during any week, and they're not required to take the entire 8-week ongoing course. Now, students will be mesmerized by Professor Blackmore's fun, engaging, exciting, and thought-provoking classroom content. Now, you don't want to miss out on this dynamic, engaging, fun, interactive, and exciting game-changing approach to learning and providing learning skills to your young people, do you? Well, let's get started. And it all begins right now.